Alright, let's see. Let's see if we can get through this Andalon Crypt. We're still trying to find stashed contraband. Urik must survive. And he is injured, but well rested. Janelle is injured. Alright, well, we can't scout anymore, apparently. It looks like we can't do any camping. So we're just gonna blindly walk into this next thing. Urik runs their hand along a wall of interred dead. Interred dead. A wall of interred dead. Reading each nameplate before moving on to the next, he suddenly stops and turns with relief in his voice. This is it. Let's hope the contents are still intact. Reaching into the dark recess, Urik pushes aside the creaking lid of a coffin and pulls out the hidden contents within. After a quick peek inside the pack, he walks over to you and places it in your hands. It's all there. No damage to the vials, from what I can tell. What does our employer want with them, anyway? Says Janelle. Urik interjects, eager to share his knowledge on the matter. This here is a cure for the blight, or at least it slows the process. The Vanguard keeps it tightly controlled, though, only treating those who pledge themselves to their order. As you can imagine, it's highly sought after in the black market. Well, at least our efforts haven't been wasted. Let's hope the others have secured an exit for us. The others? Find the exit. I mean... presumably, we have to go through the boss to get to the exit. I mean, I guess we can look this way and make sure that's not the exit. Side paths in dungeons. All dungeons have a main path, which leads to your objective, and various side paths that branch off from it, denoted by the fog-covered tiles. Side paths carry more dangers to your party, but they also provide more opportunities for reward. It's important to consider the state of your party and the task at hand before venturing down a side path, as things could turn sideways very quickly. Okay, so that makes me think I should not go that way, because it's probably not going to be the exit. Looks like we're fighting a boss. You hear a sudden movement in the darkness ahead, the sounds of bones rattling and steel scraping across the stone floor. Bright green eyes turn toward you, and the figure lets out a bone-chilling screech as it shuffles forward and into the light of your torches, moving faster than its size and awkward gait would suggest was possible. Oh, that cave-in must have woken the dead. Prepare yourselves. We're fighting. Enemy traits. Wow, what are we fighting? We're fighting 3 undead. Bosses and elite enemies will spawn with unique combat traits. They are an important thing to consider when facing these foes. You can view these traits and their effects by hovering the enemy's portrait on the right side of the screen and then mousing over the trait's name in the tooltip. By hovering over the enemy's portrait, I think is what it should have said. So, the Risen General has resistance to piercing, is vulnerable to crushing, immune to bleed and fear. They deal 30% more damage when their target is flanked from the backstabber trait, and they are immune to the freeze condition. Okay. So no piercing, but use crushing. The Risen Ghoul is resistant to dark, vulnerable to holy. Okay, that's good to know. The Risen Arbalest is vulnerable to crushing, resistant to piercing. Okay, similar to the boss. So the Risen Ghoul, we want to use Janelle's stuff on that. So the general's down there. Boy, so where do we move? These two are right in line of sight. I don't like that. Gonna move Urik down here. Maybe? I don't know. I don't like this. I don't like it. Let's start. Round 1. Dalbert Caldwell, the Pugilist. So he's gonna run directly up to this Risen Arbalest and start punching. Gonna do a basic attack, which does crushing damage. Perfect. Perfect. Which they are vulnerable to. The Risen Ghoul runs up behind Urik. The boss runs... Oh my god, Urik's almost dead immediately. Okay, problems. We have problems. We have big, big problems. Mistakes have been made. Yurik is flanked, and wow, he's like 75% dead already. And he can't move now. He's absolutely cannot move. Okay. Janelle... is way on the wrong side of the battle. Why did I start her over there? That made no sense. How do I don't know how I even get closer. Can I sprint more? I gotta sprint. Okay, Urik is up. Can Urik use an item? Like a healing potion, for example. Okay, Gozbar is going to do a conduit lightning on the... Oh, I can't reach. Okay. Okay, no. Don't do that. Move. I want to move. How do I move? I'm trying to move. Gozbar, can you move? I'm stuck on select target. I don't want to select target. I want to get out of this mode. Q to move. There we go. Oh man. I don't want to get too close though. Here we go. Conduit lightning. They are... Wait, are they immune? They resist piercing. It says 50% damage. Why does it say that? I don't like that. Okay, Pugilist. Dalbert is gonna finish off this Risen Arbalest with another sidekick with crushing damage that should take care of him. The Arbalest is down. Enemy passives. Some enemies have passive abilities. I'm seeing reanimate in the animation here. These undead skeletons are able to reanimate after being defeated. To prevent them from reanimating, we'll need to target and destroy the pile of bones. If you want to see more details on a specific enemy, you can right-click their portrait to bring up the codex. Egad. Okay. Janelle is gonna run up closer. And... oh, I can heal. Oh, wow, I can heal. I didn't know I could do that. Janelle has a healing ability. Healing a single target in range. Yurik is already almost dead again. Wow. I mean, I guess she's... oh, he's not in range. Oh my god, he's dead. He's gonna die. There's nothing I can do about it. Janelle is gonna wait. Yurik is gonna die, and he's the one who can't die. Attempt to flee. Even if successful, you may sustain heavy damage and injury. I mean, what choice do I have here? I'm literally dead. I can't do anything. I'm going to die. I mean, I can try an infernal pillar of fire. Well, got rid of the ghoul. Okay, the boss took electricity damage from the channeling. Awesome. Okay, Janelle is up. Janelle is gonna run. Oh, she can't run any. Okay. Still can't heal. Damn it. Can't do anything. I guess I just have to guard. Oh man, this is horrible. At least he's not flanked anymore. Arc lightning. A ball of lightning that hits the primary target and arcs through all adjacent targets. Let's just do a regular attack on the Risen General. It's not great, but... Round 3. Okay, so Dalbert is gonna target this pile of bones and get rid of the skeleton. Skeleton will no longer arise. Oh no! Urik is bleeding out. Injuries have a chance to occur when a character is under 50% health and will always occur when their health reaches 0. If a character sustains an injury, you can use a bandage to stabilize them and prevent their injuries from worsening. If they continue fighting with an unstabilized injury, the severity of it can increase. When a character's health drops to 0 in combat, they will enter a bleed-out state and their health value will be replaced by a bleed-out pool. This pool is persistent throughout the course of the dungeon. Their bleed-out pool will drop by 1 on their turn, and from attacks suffered, permanent death will occur if the pool is depleted. So the bleed-out pool is this thing right here. It looks like there's 6 total, so we've used up 1 already. To recover a character from a bleed-out state, you can heal them with provisions such as a bandage or health potion, or use a healing ability, or have an ally pick them up by moving onto their location. So he's down on the ground. Okay. So Janelle's gonna run up and try to heal him. Gonna cast a Dawn. Heal a single target within range. He's healed! He's back up. He's no longer bleeding out. It is Urik's turn. Damage up to 3 adjacent targets. Blazing Lance. Damage a single adjacent target and apply burn. Plus 15% damage. Alright, let's hit this general with a Blazing Lance. That was a hit. Good hit. He's taken a lot of damage, but he's not dead yet. Alright, I'm gonna do another Conduit Lightning on the Risen General from... what's this guy's name? Gozbar. Never gonna remember that name. Gozbar is gonna do another Conduit Lightning. That'll hit him at the start of the next turn. That'll be huge damage. Oh, I can't quite get there. I'm gonna have the monk run up and flank behind the Risen General. He's dashing up. Static charge. What was that static charge? The Risen General was on fire. Okay. Janelle's gonna run up beside the Risen General and strike him. Is he I can't remember. Is he vulnerable to holy? He's not vulnerable to holy. He's vulnerable to crushing. Okay, well, let's just do a basic holy attack. This might kill him. It does! Oh, but he's not quite dead yet. We gotta kill the bone pile. Kill the bone pile. Nice takedown. Kill your first boss. Achievement completed. Victory! 3 time passed. We got a scroll of lethality. We got a cloth vest. We got an antidote. We got scrap. We have codex entries unlocked. We're still not out of this dungeon yet, though. Better be an exit down here. A set of tracks lie before you on the ground. These tracks seem to belong to that last group we took out. Well, let's keep going then. This must be the exit. Your party comes to a standstill as muffled shouts and ringing steel reverberates down the corridor toward you. Urik. Whoops, phone alarm. Urik unsheathes his lance as he breaks into stride, barreling toward the sound of battle. Oh man, more battle. Are you kidding me? Thought I was leaving. That must be others. That must be the others. Hurry. Ugh. Frickin' more battle. This is all happening without us. Oh. Yay, your party comes to a standstill. Okay, with the last of the undead dealt with, Vaughn hails you across the chamber with a flick of his hand. A relieved smile formed upon his face. You found it then. The exit's just beyond here. Been trying to keep it clear of the dead, but they just keep coming. A pile of bones on the ground suddenly begins to rattle. Torin steps toward Torin steps toward with an amused grunt, crushing a skull beneath his foot and grinding it into a fine dust. Took you all long enough. Vaughn here was getting all worked up, thinking the worst. The crypt groans once more. The ground beneath you shaking ever so slightly. I don't expect this structure will hold out much longer, sir. We'd best not linger. Urik raises his torch high, inspecting the ceiling above as small pebbles break away from it. Good advice, I reckon. We got what we came for. Let's not tempt fate. Injury recovery. Area cleared. Andalon Crypt with 1 skull. After a mission, you'll want to seek treatment for any injuries your party has incurred. While an injured character can still fight, injury penalties make them less effective. In order to heal an injury, you must pay for their treatment at a city's infirmary. Some injuries require prompt treatment, otherwise they risk permanent death or damage. Permanent damage or death. So Urik's pretty injured. How do we do that on this screen? I don't know what we're supposed to do on this screen. This is just information, right? We got scrap, a scroll of lethality, and a cloth vest. We got 304 XP each. Number of killing blows. Janelle didn't really pull her weight. Total damage taken, wow. Urik took a ton of damage. And we're on the big map. As the last light of day begins to fade, you spot your company's camp not far ahead, the flickering flames of bonfires dancing against the darkening sky above the horizon. You stroll into camp, the celebrations of Vaughn's retirement already well underway. After many hours of swapping stories and sharing drinks, all eyes fall on Vaughn as he steps atop a nearby crate, with a drink in hand, raising his voice to pierce through the ruckus. Now, you all know I'm not one for lengthy speeches, but I'd just like to say that it's been an honor to fight alongside each of you over the years. I dare say that I even consider some of you among my friends. He grins, met by a chorus of laughs and cheers. It hasn't been an easy road, but I've been a fortunate man. Not everyone gets out of the mercenary life on their own terms. I hope you all one day get the same chance. He raises his cup in a toast. To you, my friends, there has never been a finer company. Target! The company of Target Incorporated. Hear, hear. The crowd responds with a burst of applause and cheers, enthusiastically raising their drinks and sending a shower of ale through the air. Your gaze is met by Vaughn as he points his cup toward you, and you nod your head in friendly acknowledgement before striding off to find your tent. With the celebration continuing in your absence, you brush aside the flap to your tent and settle inside, discarding your weaponry and tossing it near your bedroll. You turn your attention to your desk, its surface covered with disorganized papers, illuminated by the faint glow of a candle. Pulling up a stool, you sit down and begin to pore over one of the maps, charting out tomorrow's course. From outside, the sounds of laughter and poorly played music drifts into your tent. After some time, with the celebrations audibly winding down, you step outside your tent and into the cool evening air. Vaughn approaches your side, mounted atop a horse. Despite the smile on his face, there's a trace of sadness in his eyes. Well, it's time then, huh? Oi! He leans down and pats the side of his horse. Got my saddle loaded up. Figured I'd sneak out without making a big fuss. He rises from his seat and dismounts, turning to face you with one hand extended. Just wanted to say thanks, boss, for everything. You return the gesture with a smile, gripping his hand and giving it a firm shake. Any chance I can convince you to stay? He steps back and chuckles. If you'd have asked last week, maybe, but this last job cleared any doubts I had. I've survived this long. Reckon I'd be a fool to press my luck any further. Fair enough, friend. We'll always have a place for you if you change your mind. You hear a shout and turn to see Urik stepping toward you, his young nephew in tow. Sorry to interrupt. He tilts his head, gesturing behind him, but Gedrick here wanted to see you off. Oh, is that so? Vaughn smiles, stepping toward the boy. I know we haven't completed your training, but your uncle's more than capable of finishing the job. I know that. He looks up with admiration. I'm gonna miss you, though. Oi. Vaughn grins, reaching to tussle the boy's hair. And I, you. I've half a mind to send him with you. Less danger on a farm, and gods know your old bones could use the help. Ah, there's a few good years in me yet. But you're both welcome to visit any time. He exhales deeply, stealing a glance toward the road. I'd best be going then. Take care of yourselves, would you? He nods farewell, turning toward his horse and hoisting himself into the saddle. Clicking his heels, the horse trots off, and you watch him disappear into the dark of night, illuminated only by the moonlight above. You and Urik glance back at the sound of approaching footsteps to find Torin wedging himself between the two of you, his breath reeking of ale. The company won't be the same without him, I'm afraid. Indeed it won't. As Yurik and Torin take their leave, you look around the camp, surveying the aftermath of the festivities. Aside from a few inebriated men and women who remain slumped by the fires, it seems that most have turned in for the night. With days of travel yet ahead, you think it wise to follow suit. You bolt upright from your sleep, wakened by the blares of a horn from somewhere in your camp. Sounds of a frenzied battle are all around you, and you scramble out of your bedroll, taking up a nearby sword. Urik bursts into your tent, an orange glow briefly visible behind him as the flap is flung aside. Sir, we're under attack. Winded, he takes in a few deep breaths. There was no warning. The horses, the carriages. He raises his hands, trembling with frustration. Everything's been taken. Oh, we need to regroup with the others. Have you seen Urik? Urik wipes the sweat from his brow, shaking his head. Oh, couldn't find him. With Gedrick, I hope. You meet Alric's eyes and nod in agreement. With a firm grip on your sword, you step past him and reach for the tent's flaps. Let's move. Stay close. Oh, for God's sake, are we doing another combat? You emerge from your tent, head on a swivel as you survey the situation. The camp is almost entirely ablaze. The heat and smoke... Okay, hold on. My alarm is about to go off again. Okay, now I have to scroll back and see what I missed. You emerge from your tent, head on a swivel as you survey the situation. The camp is almost entirely ablaze, the heat and smoke stinging your eyes and obscuring your vision. You make your way ahead, your feet suddenly catching on something as you fall forward and scramble to stay upright. Recovering, you steal a glance backward at the obstruction. One of your companions, dead. An arrow flies by you, narrowly missing, but finding a target nonetheless. Urik screams out in pain behind you. Ah! Legs collapsing under him as he falls hard to the ground. You turn back, reaching out a hand to pull him up, but he waves you off. Leave me! I'll be no use in a fight. You follow his gaze down to his leg, a blood-covered arrow stuck through it. Go! You turn and continue onward, staying low to the ground as you move, eyes scanning for any friendly faces through the smoke. Not 50 yards ahead, you spot 4 of your companions through the haze, huddled together with weapons drawn against an overwhelming number of assailants, sucking air into your burning lungs. You urge your legs forward in a desperate attempt to reach them. A figure suddenly appears from the corner of your eye, and with a flash of pain, the world goes dark. Oh no. Surrounded, Gozbar's head whips around, searching frantically for any possible escape as the raiders edge closer. Beyond the ring of enemies, Torin and a few other familiar faces emerge from the darkness with bloodied weapons drawn, though they don't seem inclined to make any urgent use of them. What are you waiting for, Torin? Help us! The raiders eye Torin as he confidently steps among them, each seemingly unconcerned by his presence, perhaps even emboldened by it. Sorry, friends. A twisted smirk forms at the corner of his mouth as he slides an arrow from his quiver. We'll make this quick. Torin, a traitor. Betrayed and broken. Fight to the death. What? I thought it was... Oh my god, I don't want to start another combat. I don't want to start another new thing. What is happening? How long is this prologue? How long is this game? Is there no place I can stop? The answer is no. We continue onward. Eri! Gozbar glares at Torin with wild fury in their eyes, arms trembling as they level their weapon towards him. You damn traitors! Have you no honor? Torin scoffs. Honor achieves little in this world. Glancing sideways at his accomplices, he raises a hand, signaling them to attack. I trust you lot can handle the rest. Spare no one. Fight to the death. When the odds are against you, sometimes all you can do is minimize your losses. Use everything at your disposal and don't hold back. What? I mean, what? We got a whole new bunch of people here. Okay, we got Janelle, we got Gozbar, we got Dalbert, and we got Roslyn. Roslyn Whiteclaw is a new person. Man, this game just doesn't stop. There's just no logical place to stop. I didn't really want to sit here the entire day playing this game. I just wanted to take a look at it. I mean, I kind of like it so far, but I feel like I need to take a break here. Okay, so I paused the video and walked away for like an hour, and now I'm back. So we're fighting for our lives, fighting to the death. We are fighting an outlaw trapper, an outlaw marksman, an outlaw blade dancer, an adventurer, and a warhound. Alright, I'm gonna skip the monk's turn. Whoa! Okay, they're all shooting at us. What happens if everybody dies? Is that allowed? Would that be a suitable ending to this first look of this game? Alright, so Janelle Fireborn is up first. And I believe I would like for her to run up and attack this outlaw trapper. With a blinding strike. Okay. Roslyn Whiteclaw is up. What is a Roslyn Whiteclaw? She's got holy damage, she's got piercing damage. I think we're just gonna do a spear thrust on this warhound. Gozbar Manring is almost dead. It's like 2/3 dead. And he's restrained. So he is going to... Everybody's all spread out, so I want to get these marksmen. I'm gonna do a conduit lightning. Nope, can't do that. Can't do anything. The only thing I can do is hit this warhound. It's gonna hit all my friendlies. Can't do that. Wow, I can't do much of anything except hit this warhound. Okay, now our pugilist is going to finish off this warhound at least. Warhound is dead. One down. One down, 4 to go. Pugilist. Pugilist is going to run up to the archer and start kicking. I'm going to do Fists of Fury. Alright, outlaws are approaching. Oh! Point blank arrow shot right in the pugilist's face. I'm gonna do a cleansing light, holy damage. Man, that's not very much damage. No, I'm just gonna do a regular attack against this outlaw trapper. It's a hit. Modest damage. Rosalind Whiteclaw is going to run up on the outlaw blade dancer and hope for the best. And do a... I'm going to take flight. I'm going to do piercing damage. Well, that was interesting. Oh no! Ghostbear taking some hits. Ghostbear is almost dead. Do we have a healing potion? No, we do not. Ghostbear can't do much of anything, but he's gonna do... Oh man. He's gonna do an arc lightning on this adventurer. No, he's just gonna do a regular attack. Missed attacks? Your attack missed! Without proper setup, basic attacks have a risk of missing. In order to guarantee a hit, make sure to flank, stun, or stagger. Targets are considered flanked whenever the two are opposing hexes. If you're unable to flank, you can stun or stagger them instead. Without proper setup, basic attacks can be risky. If you need to guarantee a killing blow, it's often best to spend an ability charge. Now you tell me. Okay, Pugilist Dalbet is going to... is just gonna strike out at the outlaw marksman. Wait, no, I'm gonna do a... I want to guarantee a hit, so I'm gonna do another Fist of Fury. Marksman is dead. Okay, so here's a problem. I need to take an attack of opportunity because I need to run up next to Ghostbear. Oh, okay. I didn't take an attack of opportunity. Nice. Janelle's running up. Am I close enough to do a heal? I think so. Yes! Ghostbear has been healed. Okay, Rosalind Whiteclaw steps back up to the blade dancer and I guess I'm gonna have to do a sweeping spear. Not great damage, but it's good enough. You know, I'm not seeing a combat log in this game either. Why are people not doing combat logs? Because I don't know what just happened. Did the adventurer try to hit Janelle but missed? I blinked and I missed what happened. So Goes Bear. Wait, did this adventurer heal? Just haven't been able to hit them. Boy. So we can move to flank and then we can get a 100% hit chance on this adventurer. Wow, 57 damage. Yikes. Not great. Okay, Dalbert is gonna rush up to the adventurer. And, do another Fist of Fury. Good damage. Oh! The falconers hit our pugilist Dalbert. Okay, so it is now Janelle's turn. Janelle is going to do a cleansing. No, she can just do a regular attack because we're flanking. Hit chance 100%. Good hit. Oof. Roswell takes a hit, and Roslyn Whiteclaw took a hit from the Blade Dancer. Got knocked backwards. She's moving up again. And she is going to fly in any direction, I guess, and do this again. Okay, it is Gozbar Manring's turn. He's just gonna do a basic electrical attack on this adventurer. And he's dead. So only 2 left. Dalbert, the pugilist, is gonna sprint up to this falconer. And just gonna try a regular hit. 94% chance to hit. That should hit, right? Yes, it hits. Ugh, Blade Dancer hits Roslyn again. Knocks her back. Janelle Janelle is going to so I thought we were gonna have trouble with this fight, but we seem to be doing okay. We've got a lot of injuries, though. Roslyn. What is Roslyn gonna do? Try a blinding strike. It's gonna run down to the Blade Dancer. And nope, can't do. We're just gonna do a cleansing holy light on the outlaw Blade Dancer. Oh, not quite enough to kill him. They got like 6 hit points left. Okay. So Roslyn is now gonna step up and do an attack. 65, I don't like those chances. Let's do a sweeping spear. It's enough. The Blade Dancer is dead. Only the outlaw trapper is left, and they're mostly dead. So Gozbar is going to step closer to the falconer and then do a A conduit lightning. So, start of next turn, that'll hit them. And, who's up? Dalbit is gonna try another attack on the trapper. It's enough to kill him. We are victorious. When a character gains enough experience points, they will level up and receive attribute points and ability points to spend. There are 7 attributes for you to put points into and rank up. Health, power, mending, evasion, accuracy, critical chance, and speed. Characters specialize in a few randomly chosen attributes. These attributes require fewer points to rank up. By leveling up, you'll be able to unlock new abilities for each character. Each class has 6 abilities to unlock, though they can only equip 4 at a time, and abilities cannot be changed during dungeons. Ability points can be spent to upgrade or alter the effects of a character's unique abilities. All of this can be managed in the Manage Roster screen, G, or by clicking on a character's portrait in a dungeon. We got 1 small health potion and some scrap. Hooray! Codex entries unlocked. We survived. We survived the ambush. Opening your eyes, you find yourself sprawled on the ground with a mouthful of dirt and a throbbing ache in your head. Despite the ringing in your ears, you can hear a muffled voice calling out. A hand grips your shoulder and you jerk at the touch, clawing at the ground and scrambling onto your back. Easy now. You exhale with relief at the sight of Urik leaning over you, the early morning light shining upon his blood-spattered face and garments. He straightens up and you grab hold of his extended arm, gripping tight as he pulls you upright. Regaining your senses, you look out at the smoking remains of your camp. Anything not taken by the raiders has been taken by the fires. Not much left, is there? The bastards took everything. He closes his eyes, lowering his head and sighing deeply. Urik does, that is. It was Torin, sir. He betrayed us. Torin, are you sure? Urik nods. Wasn't alone either. Damon, Innos, Nira. His fingers clench into trembling fists. All fucking traitors. Through the anger, you notice a sadness in his eyes and realize suddenly that his nephew isn't present. Where's Gedrick? Urik glances down, slowly shaking his head. Don't know for certain, but I fear he's dead. I was with him when the attack started, but we ran into trouble. Told the boy to run, but... He pauses, staring blankly into the distance. Don't remember much else, I'm afraid. Woke up to Alaric dragging me out from under a pile of bodies. Alaric's alive. Are there any others? Aye, he's alive. Managed to find a place to hide and patch himself up. I told him to stay off his feet. He snorts, waving a hand over the general area behind him. But he's out there limping around, trying to salvage what he can. Thankfully, there's a few others too. Seems they managed to kill a whole group of the bastards. His brief smirk fades into a grim expression. I'm afraid that's all, though. You turn to see Alaric emerging from a half-burnt tent, limping your way and being helped along by the other survivors of your company. A relieved smile forms on all their faces at the sight of you. God's very glad to see you, sir. Gotta scroll up. He glances at Urik. Have you shared the news? I did. Alaric fumbles inside his coat, pulling out a few slightly scorched papers. I found some correspondence in one of their tents. They had been planning this for months, it seems. Rosalind mutters under their breath. Traitorous bastards. Any idea who they were working with? I'm afraid not. Certainly more than just a ragtag group of thieves. They were too well armed and too well organized. Urik scoffs with disgust, leaning over to spit on the ground. A group of cowards, I say. Easy to achieve victory when half our troops passed out drunk. No doubt Torin and them were counting on that fact. Spineless pricks. I never did like Torin none. Always felt uneasy around him. Alaric furrows his brow, a thought creeping into his head. I can hardly stomach the notion, but could Vaughn have been involved? Urik waves a dismissive hand. Not a chance. I know he and Torin got on well enough, but the man's as loyal as they come. I'm just glad he wasn't here for this. We've lost too much already. Regardless of who's involved, there's little we can do about it, at least for now. So what's the plan, boss? You know I'll follow you anywhere, but I promised my sister I'd look after Gettrick. If he's somehow alive, I need to find him, and if he's not, well... He pounds a fist into his other hand. Us putting those traitors into the ground will have to suffice. Alaric places a calming hand on Urik. The boss is right. We've little choice in the matter. I understand you want vengeance. So do I. But we haven't the manpower or the means to seek it right now, and doing so would only get us killed. If we're gonna do this, we need to first restore our numbers. Then I promise we'll hunt those traitors down. You look around at your companions, renewed purpose in each of their eyes as they all nod in agreement. Alright then, let's salvage what we can here, but we'd best travel light. It's a long walk to Andalon. And we got 5 scrap from salvaging what we can here. If you are finding the combat to be too hard or too easy, you can adjust the difficulty setting in the menu by pressing escape. This option is disabled during combat and when playing in Iron Man mode. As our caravan travels throughout the world, time will progress. Supplies and general upkeep can be expensive, and every day that passes will cost us coin. In the Iron Oath, 1 year consists of 120 days. In the top right corner are the navigation controls, allowing you to advance time, stop traveling, and adjust the speed of your caravan. Given the situation, we can't afford a long journey. We should make our way to the city of Andalon to rest and regroup. Betrayed and broken, travel to Andalon. So, we are here, I think, and we are supposed to travel to Andalon. Is there any way to, view our missions? Here we go. Torin's betrayal was not foreseen and has caused devastating consequences for our company. We'll need to survive and think about rebuilding later. The campaign expires in 29 years. So we have no open contracts, we completed the prologue, and we have been betrayed. So this is the Iron Oath. An extremely long introduction to the game, which took way longer than I expected. But I think I'm going to call it here, and this is the game. I kind of like it. I liked the introduction. I like the combat. It's pretty cool. I'm not sure what I think of this screen yet, but I guess we'll figure that out later if I ever come back to this game. But mainly I just wanted to try it out and see what I thought of it, and I kind of like it. I don't know if it's going to be a long-term game or just an every now and then game, but it's pretty cool. I don't regret buying it. That's all for now.